Hello everyone, welcome to your week 2 G Suite video tutorial. This week we're going to be going back into Google Docs, creating tables, adding pictures, doing a little bit more formatting, and then we are also going to be copying and pasting information in and around tables and learning about the different kinds of editing modes in Google Docs. So you'll see right here I'm already into my G drive. If you'd like to follow along, please go ahead and open up your drive and join me. I'm going to be creating a new document this time instead of uploading a document from my hard drive. So as you remember from week 1, we're going to click on New and come down here to Google Docs. I'm going to immediately name my document. I'm going to be creating a table, I don't know, about the NFL today. So I'm going to be writing NFL teams and mascots. So I'm going to just to show you how to create a table, I thought I'd do something kind of easy. We'll see how many things I can remember about NFL teams because I'm a recent football convert. I'm going to click here to start a table. So you see right here up in your toolbar there is table. I'm going to hover over insert table, and now I can pick what size table I'd like to build. So I'm going to start with a 3x3 table. So you see here it's given me 3 columns and 3 rows. So I'm going to now start typing in information in my table. It's possible for you to upload a table in 3 different ways. You can do what I just did, which is create a table from scratch, specify the size, and manually type in information. And then there are 2 other options which I'll show you after we do our actual work today. So let's see, if I'm talking about NFL teams, I'll want to talk about the team name, the mascot, the quarterback, and then I'm also going to add another column because I want to talk about what town they're in. The nice thing with tables is that you can add and delete columns and rows to kind of customize where you want things to be and in what size you want them and how many cells you have overall. So I actually want to go ahead and put the location of the team after team name. So you see already here that I have mascot next to it and quarterback. All of my columns are filled up. I could delete these and add another column and then retype them in, but you can also click on this cell here, right click, and then you see down here you have a lot of choices. You can insert rows above and below that row, or you can insert a column to the left and insert a column to the right. We're going to insert a column to the right because I want it to be the number 2 column. So now I've made a brand new column. I didn't have to cross anything out or delete anything or move anything. I just added it in with one click. It's really nice. So we're going to write location. So now I have 4 table headers, and they're kind of plain looking, so I'm actually going to highlight all of them. And I'm going to go over here. I could either style it. So let's see what heading 2 looks like. That looks pretty good. But I also noticed that these are kind of not centered, and that bothers me. So I'm going to come up here, and you can see right here that there's a center. I'm going to center my text, and now it's nice and even. The other thing that you can do with this is that you can click on your center button, and you can also center it horizontally. So to do that, you're going to go to your table, you're going to right click, go down to table properties, and you can see that they have alignment here. Now, cell vertical alignment means where in the cell is the text and the number is going to go. Right now it's set to top, so everything's going to be at the top of the cell. If I press center, it's going to move everything to the center of the cell. I can also push things to the bottom, and I can use horizontal alignment to move things left, right, and center within the cells as well. I also think I want to bold my text here to make it a little bit stand out a little bit better. So I'm going to press B for bold, and I think I want to apply some shading up here because as you can see right now it's white. I'm going to select all 4 of those and then go over to this paint bucket here. I click on the paint bucket and I have a bunch of choices for what I could possibly shade those cells in. You have all of these choices, and then you can also create custom colors by clicking and dragging the little viewfinder around. So let's say I wanted to do kind of a teal color. I can kind of click and drag it till I get something that looks teal, and then press OK. As always, if you don't like it, you can undo it, or you can redo it, and try on a lot of different stuff to see what you like. I like that. That looks pretty good. So I'm going to start entering in my teams. So I'm going to start with some easy ones that I know for sure. I live in Kansas City, so I'm going to put the Kansas City. Oops, sorry. Team name. Let's start with that first. The Chiefs. And they live, or they play in Kansas City. And their mascot is a chief, or it's the arrow, you know, the arrowhead sign. So I'm going to find a picture actually for this. I'm going to go to Insert, Image, and now you have a lot of choices. So you can get your images in a lot of different ways. Taking a snapshot means that it's going to turn on your webcam if you allow it to, and it's going to take a picture of you. That's not what we want tonight. By URL means if you've already gone to Google image search, let's say, and you found something that you really like, logo. Oh look, there's the arrowhead. So I could click on a picture and get that image, go back to my doc and put it here, and that's going to give me my image. You could also go actually into your Google albums. Those were those Google photos I showed you last week. You can upload from your computer. You can even drag an image from your downloaded bar and bring it up here. You can go to Google Drive and pull anything out of your drive that you've saved, or you can do a search, a Google search right here in this bar. So if I did Kansas City Chiefs, logo, you'll see I have a few. The reason why I don't have as many is because right here it says results shown are labeled for commercial reuse with modification. That means that somebody has authorized these for use. I can even, you know, put it in a publication and make money off of that as long as I do something like resize it or crop it or change the colors. I don't love any of these, so I'm going to go back to my by URL. I'm going to keep the arrowhead. I'm going to press select. So this put the arrowhead in a really, it resized it perfectly for me. It placed it right where I wanted it in the cell, and it's ready to go. That's a nice thing about inserting an image, is that once you have it where you want it, it kind of does the formatting for you. And then so the quarterback, I'm just going to type Alex Smith, and I kind of don't like how everything is small, so I'm going to resize my text to 18, change my font to something, I don't know, oops, something a little bit more interesting. That looks kind of cool for football. And I'm going to do the, I'm going to change our table properties so that our text goes in the center. So great, that's my first row. Let's go on to the, I don't know, the Packers, Green Bay Packers. So they're the Packers, they're in Green Bay. We're going to do an image search for Green Bay Packers. There's their logo. I like that one. I'm going to click on View Image. I'm going to copy image address. That gives me the URL. I'm going to go back. I'm going to insert the image here in that cell. It's already ready to go. Copy and paste. And perfect. Right size. It looks great. Aaron Rodgers is my quarterback. Again, I'm going to select all of that, resize it. Let's try a different font this time. Ultra. I'm gonna put this in the middle, so I go down to table properties, center. Okay. If I wanted to add, let's say, one more team, I'm gonna actually right click here, and I'm going to find insert row below. You can add as many rows with that technique as you want, or you can also go back and you can do it up here as well. Insert row above, insert row below. Here are the column changes that we used. You can delete a row, you can delete a column, or you can delete the entire table. We're going to, let's do the Vikings, because I'm a big Vikings fan. They are the Minnesota Vikings. We're going to go, let's see what we get out of an image search this time. Let's do the Google search, Minnesota Vikings logo. So, you know, some okay choices, but they're not great. Let's just use this one. Select it. Whoops, I accidentally stuck it in the wrong cell. So what you can do is you click on it and it makes this little blue border around it. You can cut it and paste it, and then it moves over nicely. And their quarterback right now, well, you know, after all the other quarterbacks they've had, I think is Sam Bradford. We're going to change the font and that kind of resized everything nicely to fit in there. And then we're also going to center the text, and it's already vertically centered, so that looks great. So that's how you create a table in Google Docs. Let's talk about the other 2 ways that you can create tables in Google Docs. You won't have to do these in your assignment, but it's useful to know the pros and cons of using these other 2 methods because sometimes they can save you time. So let's say I have a set of information. I'm just going to copy that I've got Chiefs, KC, Alex Smith, Packers, Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers, and Vikings, Minnesota, Sam Bradford. So I've already got text here. I could, if I have text that I want to put in a table, but I don't necessarily want to type it all back out into a table, create that table. So I've got 3 rows and 3 columns again. And then you can take this text and copy it and paste it. Now right now you see it's kind of a problem because I have all of my information in one cell. Well, let's see what happens if I do all the cells. I've duplicated all of my information into all of the cells. So both ways are kind of a problem. But the nice thing is, if you really wanted to, you could go and delete everything except for the name that you want to keep. So it's possible, it's just not great. It's definitely a possibility, and it might be fine if you have a small amount of cells. I wouldn't want to do it if you had a huge table or a lot of complicated stuff to deal with. It's also possible to just populate that one cell and then copy and paste stuff out to each of the cells. Finally, you can create a table by going to an Excel spreadsheet, copying a range of cells that you want to see, copying it, going back to your doc, and those cells will automatically make a table. Now it's not formatted nicely, it's kind of uneven, it's kind of smushed. It's not great to go from an Excel spreadsheet to a table in a doc, but it's doable. You can still move around. You can click and drag cells to kind of sort out the formatting and the crowding issue. You can still delete columns, delete rows. The same thing, it's just basically a cell or a table. It's just a little bit more, it's got more going on than the nice, pretty neat one that we did up here. You can absolutely format it. You can put in pictures into this. You can make it just as pretty as a table. If you've got a lot of data or you don't want to have to mess with the copying and pasting the text, it might be faster to put one in an Excel file real quick and then copy that to your table. If you have any questions about creating tables, please make sure to check out your G Suite documentation. The assignment will ask you to share your document just like last week. However, this time you're going to be sharing so that anyone at Grantham with the link can view. So make sure that you have view turned on instead of edit, and then remember you're going to copy your link, go to your week 2 Google assignment, open up your submissions box, paste it, and send it. Have a great week. If you need help, please contact your instructor, your advisor, or check out the past tutorials for other information and your G Suite documentation.